Massive marches are underway as part of Juneteenth celebrations. And 2 popular children's cough medicines are being voluntarily recalled.
You're watching Action 10 News, first at 4.
Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us here on Action 10 News First at 4. I'm Brenda Matudi in for Drew Spire. Action 10 News has learned that a 6th person from Nueces County has died. According to the Nueces County Public Health District, the patient was a man between the ages of 60 to 69. He was hospitalized in late May. We're told he did have other health issues. Nueces County is reporting at least 40 new cases of the coronavirus. As of right now, our total stands at 525. 219 people have recovered. Claiborne County is reporting 1 new case. Their total stands at 24. More than 100,000 Texans have the coronavirus. 2,140 people across the state have died. There are more than 2.2 million cases across the country. The death toll now stands at more than 120,000 Americans. There was a large turnout for another drive-through testing session at the Old Spawn Memorial parking lot this morning. As we've reported, 5 Nueces County employees and 1 state employee at the courthouse have tested positive for the coronavirus. More than 200 county employees registered to be tested. The county sent them an email saying anyone who wished to be tested could show up today. The county is planning another testing session for its employees. Test results for today's group should be available by tomorrow morning. The cluster of COVID-19 cases at the Nueces County Courthouse has some employees concerned. They've started an online petition drive asking that County Judge Barbara Canales close the Nueces County Courthouse to the public. They also ask that county employees be allowed to work from home until the number of cases there has decreased. We have learned that 2 students with Del Mar College have tested positive for the virus. Officials say the 2 cases are not related. The areas on campus where the exposures occurred have been disinfected. Residents and staff at the Juvenile Justice Complex on Galahar will have to be tested for COVID-19 and quarantined. County officials were told last night that an employee tested positive for the virus. 17 juveniles are currently housed at that facility. Their visitors, county employees, or anyone who's recently visited there will be contacted, and testing will be available to those considered at risk. And the Hi-Ho Drive-In Bar is closing for at least 5 days. The owner says a customer who works for the state and had been tested found out he was positive for the virus while at the bar last night. He left right away. We're told the man had minimal contact with others and the bar is taking precautions. With coronavirus cases spiking in Nueces County, county leaders have stressed the importance of wearing face masks. They're working on an order which would make masks mandatory for everyone inside businesses. Our Greg Chandler tells us many in the business community support the idea.
As Nueces County leaders consider language for an order requiring masks inside businesses, one Port A business owner wonders what took so long. Since Bexar County issued its order requiring masks inside businesses, at least 7 other counties have followed suit, including 3 more of the state's largest.
You don't cut corners.
Linda Ailua, owner of the Venetian Hot Plate, has required masks inside her restaurant since before stay-at-home orders were issued. A native Italian, she's seen what the virus did to her home country.
And it's a matter of respect. I have not just myself, but I have all my employees to take care of, and also responsible for my customers.
Ailua says businesses here have to be even more vigilant about precautions because of how many visitors have been coming to town. In Port Aransas, Greg Chandler, Action 10 News.
California is the latest state to require masks in most public places following a resurgence of the coronavirus. Cases have surged to a new daily high in Florida. There are also concerns in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where President Trump will hold a rally inside an arena tomorrow. Danya Backus has the latest.
I think you need to stay protected. I really do.
Well, I think they have their place.
That place is now just about everywhere in California after Governor Gavin Newsom's statewide mask order.
We have encouraged for months that you put face coverings on. Now we're no longer encouraging it because too many people are not doing it. We're making it mandatory.
The order came as the number of hospitalizations for COVID-19 in California hit its highest level since April, more than 3,400.
Florida reported another 3,200 new coronavirus cases Thursday, an all-time high. Hospitals are now close to 75% capacity.
We were feeling like we were going to be able to handle this, and now it's looking like we're going to be all over ground zero. just patients everywhere.
There are concerns the number of coronavirus patients could continue to increase in Tulsa, Oklahoma, after President Trump holds a campaign rally there Saturday.
We're going to be in Oklahoma, and it's a crowd like I guess nobody's seen before.
Some are already in line outside the 19,000-seat BOK Center.
Is it going to be the rallies like we know of, like in the past that we've been going to, like the ones we went to in February?
The city's health department executive director has recommended postponing the event.
Let me be clear. Anyone planning to attend a large-scale gathering will face an increased risk of becoming infected with COVID-19.
But Oklahoma Republican Senator James Langford says a surge in cases was always inevitable as people leave isolation.
It is a challenge for us. We can't hold the economy down forever.
The Trump campaign will hand out masks, but they're optional. Temperatures will be checked on arrival. Hand sanitizing stations will be available. The event does not include social distancing measures. The campaign has advised those at high risk not to attend. Danya Backus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Preparing you now with information you can use. This is The Rebound Coastal Bend.
As we try to rebound from this pandemic, we're committed to finding solutions to help you get through each day. Although there have been several food distributions in the Coastal Bend, some people are unable to leave their homes, whether it be because they're physically unable to or don't have transportation. There is help out there and it's free. The Rural Economic Assistance League in Alice provides grocery deliveries and more to residents in the 12 counties they serve.
We help with home health, we help with the daycare, we help with transit, and right now we're helping with the food distribution.
Coastal Bend Food Bank also has a food delivery program that takes items to seniors and veterans. It's called the Senior Food Box Program. The food bank serves 11 counties and the program is available in all of them. To get assistance, you can call REAL at 668-3158 or the Coastal Bend Food Bank at 887-6291. This information is also available on our website, kztv10.com/rebound. Coming up at 5 on the Rebound Coastal Bend, we'll have details on the items in the food boxes and hear from organizers. And if you have questions about getting back to work or making ends meet, or if you have a story idea, feel free to email us at rebound@christv.com. Driscoll Children's Hospital has given more than 550 cloth masks. It was all thanks to a month-long effort by the Valero Volunteer Council. Since the start of the pandemic, the hospital has been collecting face masks for their patients and families to wear in and out of the hospital. So far, members of the community have collectively contributed over 7,000 face coverings.
During this time when things are so uncertain, it just makes people feel so much better to be able to be a blessing to others and to be able to do something that they know is going to help the community.
The cloth masks were created using a template that follows CDC recommendations. Now let's get a first look at the forecast with meteorologist Bill Alexander, who's filling in for Sharon Ray. Bill, is it going to be rain or sunshine this weekend?
The answer, of course, is yes. It depends on where you are and if you're fortunate enough to get some rain showers. We had scattered showers and a few thunderstorms today. In fact, if you look at your satellite radar loop, that's exactly what you're going to see. And some of that rain cooling has gone on during the day today, knocking temperatures down at least temporarily as a result of the passing rain showers. And no big heavy rain showed up today, but you can still see rain at some of our weather bug sites. There's Beeville and then back towards our neck of the woods, some passing showers in the downtown area in the last few minutes. But what are we looking at? Well, the big thing is not only temperatures in the 80s, but heat index, and caused by a lot of these little rain showers really accentuating the amount of humidity in the air. So it feels a lot warmer than the air temperature would lead you to believe. Now, the question again, Brenda, are we going to have more or less rain over the weekend? I'll answer that later in your full forecast.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Bill. Coming up on Action 10 News first at 4, parents, check your medicine cabinets. 2 popular cough medicines for kids have been recalled. We'll tell you what you need to know next. Two popular children's cough medicines, Robitussin and Dimetapp, have been voluntarily recalled. The recall affects children's Robitussin honey cough and chest congestion and children's Dimetapp cold and cough medicines. The Food and Drug Administration says the medicine is being recalled over a possible overdose risk because the included dosing cups have not been marked properly. If you have the recalled cough syrup, you should stop using it immediately. A person is recovering after crashing a stolen vehicle into a fence. It happened this morning at the intersection of Del Mar Boulevard and Santa Fe Street. Police are still trying to determine what caused the driver to crash into the fence. The driver was hospitalized. Police said the vehicle was reported stolen 5 days ago and the driver could face charges. Vandals targeted a Southside neighborhood overnight. This was a scene on King George and Rockcrest Street. Homes, vehicles, and sidewalks covered with graffiti with Black Lives Matter abbreviations and obscene language. Police officers knocked on doors, talking with residents about the graffiti.
The platform is there for them right now, and I support what they're doing. I wish they would do it in a manner that was a little bit more law-abiding, but it doesn't change how I feel.
City crews spent most of the day wiping down the area and cleaning several homes. So to come on Action 10 News first at 4, there have been more shark sightings along our beaches, but is there any cause for concern for beachgoers? We'll explain next.
And we had those scattered showers and a few thunderstorms for the second day today. Not as heavy today. What about this weekend? Will it be more or less? And I'll give you the answer coming up after the break.
Now, your Doppler 10 weather forecast.
Hey, good afternoon, folks. Meteorologist Bill Alexander. Let's start by looking at the time lapse here. As you look across the skyline there, all the way out to that distant building bridge out there, you can see passing showers. And this is the accumulated rainfall we saw during the last 12 hours. And you can see no big heavy centers of rain except down around Kingsville, south of there, 1 to 1.5 inches in some local spots. But nothing really concentrated as we saw yesterday. Here's the way it looks like on your satellite radar looping. You can see the thunderstorms developing along and a little west of a line from Victoria down to Corpus and back towards the Kingsville area, and that kind of worked its way north and northwestern. So it set up a little bit further west than it did yesterday, and that's what we were anticipating. Now tomorrow, that whole system associated with a weak upper level disturbance shifts off to the north and east, so we get less of this activity. Boy, a big rain cooling event, huge thunderstorm complex up there in Oklahoma City where it's only 67 degrees. Most of the rest of the southern plains in the 80s and 90s, even triple digits back towards Roswell, but around here, it's very dependent on how much rain has been falling, and you got 70s in this little rain-cooled area, Orange Grove, George West, down towards Kingsville, and where it hasn't been raining much, not only is it warm, but it's humid with dew points in the middle to upper 70s, pushing the 80-degree mark there. Result of that combination, it is stifling where the rain hasn't been significant. Triple-digit heat index values across the bay, north and south, and virtually unheated out here to the west, looking pretty nice and feeling pretty nice as well. Well, the change tomorrow, once again, pretty much everybody is going to be upper 90s to 100-degree heat index values, and the same thing again on your Sunday. So that would lead you to believe not a whole lot of rain. Well, let's run this model out over the next couple of days, and that's exactly what you're going to see. A few little hit and miss showers on your Saturday, and again on your Sunday. Again, nothing really concentrated, just isolated showers. Now, what's that going to amount to? Well, not a whole lot of rain. Rainfall totals are going to be modest at best as you move on through the next couple of days, so plan on that. But the rain that's already happened in the last few days has really helped us out in the drought condition thing here, with virtually all of us out of drought, and this is really good news. So what are we going to see in the coming week or so? Well, another transition after a fairly dry weekend, high pressure ridging across the area. Watch what happens after that. The high shifts off to the east. Low pressure develops right over us in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and that means a lot of rain. We're going to see that rain beginning to really accentuate late Monday into Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. In fact, if we look at the accumulated rain over next week, you get some real toe chokers in there. A lot of heavy rain along the middle and upper Texas coast. In fact, 3, 4, 5 inches of rain or more right here in the coastal bend. So be ready for that, especially Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Potential for heavy rain here. 78 degrees tonight under partly cloudy skies. It will be breezy and humid as you would normally expect, and that continues tomorrow. Only isolated showers tomorrow, though, and as you move through the day, warming up into the upper 80s. Most of the showers in the morning and early afternoon. And over the next several days, this is what you're going to see. Highs only in the upper 80s to near 90, and then lows in the middle to upper 70s. Best chances of rain Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Thank you, Bill. Sharks are being seen off the Gulf Coast as hundreds of anglers head out to the beach in hopes of reeling in the catch of a lifetime. Roland Rodriguez has the story.
Over the past couple of months, sharks have been showing up on fishing lines, but is this a spike or is this something very common in our area?
This is very common. It's a cycle that happens every year and no one should be alarmed. That being said, you are going to see large species and large individuals caught during the summer. It's just what happens. They're out feeding, they've either are breeding or have bred and are now pupping. But this is a yearly cycle that does happen.
Owner of Hardline's Bait and Tackle and Shark fisherman Alberto Sertuche says he has seen a growing interest in fishing for sharks from the beach and fishing piers.
Yes, we have a lot of our clientele getting into fishing, but they're seeing everybody catching sharks. So it's basically the thrill of, going after a dangerous animal. And, and we're also giving them hints on how to hold them, what kind of hooks to use and stuff like that.
And for those inexperienced anglers who find themselves with a shark dancing on the end of their fishing line, do your research.
If they don't know what species of shark it is, it's safe just to release them all because there's so many protected species out there. Just to cover your six and so you don't catch any tickets or fines, just release the shark.
We just have to remember that all these sharks in our backyard are keeping our oceans in balance.
It means we're doing good. We have a healthy shark population in the Gulf, and that's something you want if you're a recreational angler. If you're a fisherman, you want a healthy shark population because that means your other fisheries are healthy as well.
While there have been numerous shark sightings and sharks caught on Texas beaches this summer, shark bites are relatively rare here. Experts tell us sharks are more afraid of you than you are of them. Reporting from Ball Ball Pier, Roland Rodriguez, Action 10 News.
The Coastal Bend has long been known for producing great young tennis players. It appears another future star has been born. Meet 12-year-old Cameron Fernandez. He may not be very big, but he delivers a big game. He's the area's #1 male player in his age division and ranked among the top 15 in the state. His coach says he has incredible potential for a boy his age and a great attitude.
I like the game so much because it's a sport that you can play forever and it teaches you good life lessons to work hard and try to get better at what you're doing.
For his age, the backhand slice is phenomenal. And so we're working on all this so that by the time he's 14, 16, it's all cooking for him.
Well, he certainly has game. Coming up at 6, Alan Harwell will take a closer look at this great bond between student and coach. Coming up on Action 10 News, first at 4.
It's a day highlighting the end of slavery, but many say this year means so much more. I'm Skyler Henry in Washington as the country celebrates Juneteenth.
Thousands are taking to the streets to mark the 155th Juneteenth, celebrating the end of this slavery era in the United States. Skyler Henry is in Washington with more.
Demonstrators gathered across the country and here in the nation's capital to celebrate Juneteenth.
It's a part of our history, so I encourage celebrating everything about Black history.
No peace. This year's commemoration has a special meaning. Weeks of protests sparked by racially charged killings of several African Americans by police or civilians has raised the awareness of the annual June 19th memorial.
This is my son, who's 20 years old, and I hate that I have to worry about him every single day. I think these protests have been very positive.
Professional athletes from the Washington Wizards and Mystics basketball teams led a march to the Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial, where they read the names of some of those killed.
George Floyd.
The Trump administration released a statement commemorating the date. The White House press secretary also defended President Trump from backlash over a Wall Street Journal interview this week, during which the president said he made Juneteenth famous.
His president's routinely commemorated Juneteenth. He did not just learn about Juneteenth this week. That's simply not true. And as to Juneteenth, there were a lot of people who didn't know what Juneteenth was.
The president rescheduled a planned campaign rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, from Juneteenth to Saturday, after widespread outcries over the original date. Skyler Henry, CBS News, Washington.
Former Vice President Joe Biden, the presumptive Democratic nominee, is expected to speak later this evening during a virtual social justice conference. Meanwhile, Senator Kamala Harris and Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee have introduced bills to make Juneteenth a national holiday. Juneteenth, or June 19th, marks the day slaves in Texas learned they had been freed. One local business owner celebrated with an event that's all about giving back to the community. The Juneteenth celebration is being held at the Lucky Libra Lounge on Ruth Street, and games and prizes for kids, free music, and lots of music will be available.
It means a lot to me, coming from where I came from. I come from the streets. I'm a product of my own environment. And kids and family is very important to me. I got 9 kids of my own.
Vernon Duhart hopes to make this an annual event. All the food, drinks, and prizes were donated by the community. Still ahead on Action 10 News, first at 4. If you're unable to leave your home, there might be a food delivery service that can help. We'll explain after the break.
You're watching Action 10 News, first at 4.
Welcome back. Thanks for watching Action 10 News First at 4. I'm Brenda Matudi in for Drew Spire. Action 10 News has learned that a sixth person from Nueces County has died. According to Nueces County Public Health District, the patient was a man between the ages of 60 to 69. He was hospitalized in late May. We're told he did have other health issues. Nueces County is reporting an additional 23 new cases for a total of 63 for today. As of right now, 548 people have the coronavirus. 219 people have recovered. Claiborne County is reporting 1 new case. Their total now stands at 24. More than 100,000 Texans have the coronavirus. 2,140 people across the state have died. There are more than 2.2 million cases across the country. The death toll now stands at more than 120,000 Americans. There was a large turnout for another drive-through testing session at the Old Spawn Memorial parking lot this morning. As we've reported, 5 Nueces County employees and 1 state employee at the courthouse have tested positive for the coronavirus. More than 200 county employees registered to be tested. The county sent them an email saying anyone who wished to be tested could show up today. The county is planning another testing session for its employees. Test results for today's group should be available tomorrow morning. The cluster of COVID-19 cases at the Nueces County Courthouse has some employees concerned. They've started an online petition drive asking that County Judge Barbara Canales to close the Nueces County Courthouse to the public. They're also asking that county employees be allowed to work from home until the number of cases there has decreased. And with coronavirus cases spiking in Nueces County, leaders have stressed the importance of wearing face masks. They're working on an order which would make masks mandatory for everyone inside businesses. Our Greg Chandler tells us many in the business community support the idea.
As Nueces County leaders consider language for an order requiring masks inside businesses, one Port A business owner wonders what took so long. Since Bexar County issued its order requiring masks inside businesses, at least 7 other counties have followed suit, including 3 more of the state's largest.
You don't cut corners.
Linda Ailua, owner of the Venetian Hot Plate, has required masks inside her restaurant since before stay-at-home orders were issued. A native Italian, she's seen what the virus did to her home country.
And it's a matter of respect. I have not just myself, but I have all my employees to take care of, and also responsible for my customers.
Ailua says businesses here have to be even more vigilant about precautions because of how many visitors have been coming to town. In Port Aransas, Greg Chandler, Action 10 News.
Preparing you now with information you can use. This is The Rebound Coastal Bend.
As we try to rebound from this pandemic, we're committed to finding solutions to help you get through each day. Although there have been several food distributions in the Coastal Bend, some people are unable to leave their home, whether it be because they're physically unable to or don't have transportation. There is help out there and it's free. The Rural Economic Assistance League in Alice provides grocery delivery and more to residents in the 12 counties they serve.
We help with home health, we help with the daycare, we help with transit, and right now we're helping with the food distribution.
Food Bank also has a food delivery program that takes items to seniors and veterans. It's called the Senior Food Box Program. The Food Bank serves 11 counties and the program is available in all of them. To get assistance, you can call REAL at 668-3158 or the Coastal Bend Food Bank at 887-6291. This information is also available on our website at kztv10.com/rebound. Coming up at 5 on The Rebound, Coastal Bend will have details on the items in the food boxes and hear more from organizers. And if you have questions about getting back to work or making ends meet, or if you have a story idea, feel free to email us at rebound@christv.com. Some states are now allowing public pools to reopen, but during the pandemic, many people weren't willing to wait. As Laura Podestra reports, a rush for backyard pools has led to a backlog of business.
The Donahoe family in New York got a new pool finished just in time for the hot weather.
The pool, it's really, like I said, it's totally saving us this summer.
When the coronavirus pandemic hit, people across the country started ordering backyard pools. Christopher Lombardo from All Star Swimming Pools says the demand continues.
We get about 30 to 40 calls a day.
In Massachusetts, Easton Pool and Spa has seen business explode.
A lot of people are really hurting out there, but we're in a
just happen to be in a sweet spot right now.
With vacation plans on pause and summer camps closed, parents are looking for new ways to entertain the family.
It's a very good distraction during quarantine because I have been very bored.
Can you put it in the pool? People who can't install a pool in the yard have been turning to kiddie versions.
We're hanging out outside our apartment, playing with water. I have a 2-year-old at home. Just trying to survive.
Many stores have had trouble keeping them in stock, and Amazon says online sales doubled in April compared to last year. The Amezcua family was able to get one.
Right now, my kids are very small still, so, you know, it's nice that we can just put up a little kiddie pool.
And the tiny pool can offer a lot of relief from the heat and the boredom of being stuck at home. Laura Podesta, CBS News, Darien, Connecticut.
Time now to get a first look at our forecast with meteorologist Bill Alexander, who's in for Sharon Ray. Bill, what can we expect this weekend?
Well, a lot more sun than we've been seeing, Brenda, and the reason is an upper level disturbance that brought the showers and thunderstorms yesterday and today is now beginning to lift off to the north and northeast, and that's going to diminish our instability and let us dry out just a little bit. Right now, some pretty good thunderstorms that came through earlier today have now moved off to the north. Things are drying out across the immediate Corpus Christi area, but temperatures are warm. And look at these temperatures, very much rain cooled in Beeville at 77 degrees, 84 degrees down here in Corpus on 37 at the Suntide Refinery, and basically 70s and 80s across the board here. But you can see in your high resolution radar, virtually no rain lingering in the immediate coastal bend. We have to go up into the crossroads and up towards San Antonio to see that. Well, what we're going to see over the weekend, less rain, more sun, and a bit more heat. Unfortunately, we'll also be dealing with heat index values as well. What about the long term? We'll talk about that later in your full forecast. Brenda?
Thanks, Bill. Coming up on Action 10 News first at 4, one of the officers charged in the death of an Atlanta man is speaking out. What he says about the man who died next. Vandals targeted a Southside neighborhood overnight. This was the scene on King George and Rockcrest streets. Homes, vehicles, and sidewalks covered with graffiti with Black Lives Matters abbreviations and obscene language. Police officers knocked on doors, talking with residents about the graffiti.
The platform is there for them right now, and I support what they're doing. I wish they would do it in a manner that was a little bit more law-abiding, but it doesn't change how I feel.
City crews spent most of the day wiping down the area and cleaning several homes. And former Atlanta police officer Garrett Rolfe waived his first court appearance today in connection with the deadly shooting of Rayshard Brooks. Rolfe is being held without bond on felony murder and 10 other charges. Mark Streisman has the story.
CBS News cameras captured former officer Garrett Rolfe arriving at the Fulton County Jail. That's him wearing the baseball cap. 48 minutes later, he was booked for felony murder. Hours earlier, the other charged officer, Devin Brosnan, posted bond and left the jail. He faces charges of aggravated assault and violation of oath. Brosnan's attorney, Don Samuel.
You know, you're going to charge a police officer who's giving CPR and putting anticoagulant in the wounds and compression bandages. You say, well, you didn't do it fast enough. We're going to charge you with a felony for that? Come on.
But District Attorney Paul Howard is adamant he did not overcharge either officer. He says after the shooting, Rolfe kicked Brooks and Brosnan stood on his shoulder.
After Mr. Brooks was shot, for some period of 2 minutes and 12 seconds, there was no medical attention applied to Mr. Brooks.
Officer Brosnan spoke out for the first time since the shooting. He recalled his initial interaction with Brooks.
I felt he was friendly, he was respectful, I was respectful to him, and I was really just there to see what I could do for him and make sure that he was safe.
As for what comes next,
I'm looking forward to cooperating with any investigators who are interested in having a conversation about what happened that night.
Rolfe fired 3 shots. 2 hit Brooks in the back. 1 bullet strayed and hit a car waiting in the Wendy's drive-thru. Michael Perkins was riding in that car.
I witnessed the murder. I almost was killed myself.
In response to the charges, some Atlanta officers are reportedly calling in sick. The city says the department is still able to respond to all calls.
Police departments are feeling very challenged at this time.
Atlanta's interim police chief Rodney Bryant says the no-shows are not coordinated, but some officers are unhappy with the charges.
Some are angry, some are fearful, some are confused on what we do in this space.
A shaken department and a shattered family, the family of Rayshard Brooks. His funeral will be next Tuesday. Mark Strassman, CBS News, Atlanta.
The Fulton County District Attorney announced he will not be seeking the death penalty against Rolfe. Still ahead on Action 10 News First at 4, a local chef has been crowned a winner. The cooking show she appeared on and where you can try her award-winning meals when we come back.
And we're looking at diminishing clouds and rain this evening and a pretty nice weekend coming up for your Father's Day. Don't put away that grill. You're going to have some sun to work with. Your full forecast comes up in just a bit.
Now, your Doppler 10 weather forecast.
Hey, good afternoon, folks. Meteorologist Bill Alexander. Let's take a time-lapse look at the clouds as they traverse the area during the day today. They gradually got thicker, and some places got some decent rainfall. Check this out. This is the accumulated rainfall over the last 6 hours, and you can see some isolated spots in excess of an inch there around Beeville, and then back towards the area south of Kingsville. Some pretty good dousing there. But back around our immediate area here in the Corpus Christi area up towards Portland, not a lot of rain. There were some showers in the area, but nothing really concentrated. And this evening, what you're seeing is those showers trying to edge further northward, kind of a weak sea breeze effect there that's accentuated by upper level instability. Well, that instability is starting to lift off to the north and northeast. And so with it, we'll see our rain chances diminish for the weekend. Look at the rain cooling going on in Oklahoma right now. Big thunderstorm complex as most of the state cooled down into the 60s right now, even some upper 50s out around Clinton and Guyman out towards Stillwater. But around the Lone Star State, 90s and hundreds in most locations, only 66 in Amarillo, but very warm, seasonably warm for the day before the first day of summer, which is tomorrow. It feels just about the way it should. Look across our area, though. Look at the cool pool out here, only in the 70s, George West, Orange Grove, down towards the Kingsville area. Everybody else in the 80s and even low 90s. But the heat index makes the difference, though, because you've got dew points in the middle to upper 70s. That's a steam bath out there. So while it feels very nice out here, you got triple-digit feel-like temperatures right around the bay, and you're going to see that again tomorrow. Yes, more heat and humidity and on into your Sunday. Well, that should tell you something about the rain chances. They're not going to be as high. And sure enough, if you look at the forecast model here, you're going to see those showers coming and going, but mostly not concentrated, only isolated showers for your Saturday and again for your Father's Day. So yeah, keep the grill handy. You're going to be able to use it. Just hit and miss showers. And if it was me doing it, then they would be right over my grill. So, but everybody else is going to be just fine. Modest rainfall totals across the area during the next couple of days. So nothing really to write home about, but the changes are coming. Now, after a fairly nice weekend with high pressure shifting off to the west, now you have low pressure developing in the upper air right overhead. And look at that big blotch of dark green. That's a lot of rain over several days, even enhanced rain and thunderstorms and some heavy rain at times before it lifts off to the northeast. And that'll be towards next weekend. Between now and then, look at this. Look at the legend up here, 3, 4, 5 inches of rain across the coastal bend, even more back in the Houston metro. Don't drive to the Houston area the second half of next week. You'll need a boat. Okay, a lot of rain out there. Tonight, we are looking at partly cloudy skies, 78 overnight, a little breezy out there, certainly humid. Then tomorrow, well, you're going to have partly cloudy, but only isolated showers out there. That's the good news. You're going to be able to do your outdoor activities. Mercury getting into the upper 80s, and then as you move on through the next several days, upper 80s for highs, only upper 70s for lows. So much humidity in the atmosphere and just downright wet the second half of next week. Brenda?
Thank you, Bill. Now, after competing in the World Food Championships this year, a Port Aransas chef was picked to compete on a show for the Food Network. Chef Gail Huseman took part in the show Supermarket Stakeout, and here's how she represented the Coastal Bend.
My flavors are 100% on point. The premise of Supermarket Stakeout is that there are 4 chefs out in the parking lot, and they're each given $500. They have to go through basically 3 rounds of cooking. In the first round, you just go buy groceries off of somebody and hope to God that, you have something useful in the cart. So Alex Gornishelli says, Asian fusion. You have 45 minutes to shop, figure out what you're making, make it, plate it, and present it. Yay! I find this lady, she comes out, she's got these really nice, healthy, full bags. And so I give her $100 and I go racing back. Start looking in these bags. 5 bags that were filled all the way to the top with nothing but pecan sandies cookies. I had to go back. I mean, I can be an amazing chef, I can cook amazing food, and I can cook Asian fusion with just about anything, but not with just cookies. Then this lady comes out and she's got this big healthy cart. I used Tuscan kale, and so I did the kale and the chard. I took the spaghetti and cooked that and used that like Asian noodles. Voila, Italian Asian fusion. The second round, you can look in the bags and see what they have in their groceries, but you can only buy from one shop. The next round is crunchy, something crunchy. Finally, this lady comes out. She doesn't have a whole lot in her bag. I kind of start looking through there and I'm like, I can make something with this. I can make this happen. And she's like, well, I'm going to make my husband his birthday dinner. These are all of his favorite things. And I'm like, honey, I can give you $90 for the $60 you just spent. And I'm like, got my best pouty face. I'm like, please, I'm going to die today if you don't do this. And I decide that I'm going to do shoestring potatoes, fry those, so those are crunchy. Make a beer batter, do onion rings and string beans. And there's lamb chops. Lisa and I made it through the next round. So now it's down to just the two of us. Dun, dun, dun. And the final round, you can only buy 5 ingredients. So I need something that will melt. This guy has bread. Awesome. You know what? I'm gonna do a grilled cheese sandwich. That's melty. Time is ticking, time is ticking, time is ticking. The judges came and they tasted everything, and the winner is
Chef Gail.
And I was trying to keep a poker face and everything else and just be like, cool. And I was like, BAM! They brought back out all of my pecan sandies and I threw them at the crowd. There's not a lot of notoriety for the Coastal Bend, but there ought to be. There are 8+ World Food Championship top 10 finishers from the Corpus Christi area. We make an assumption about what's here without really considering the possibilities of what's right in front of us. And that's exactly what I did with the ingredients that were in my basket. I could have made an assumption and said, I can't make anything with this, or I could have considered the possibilities and made it an award-winning dish, which is what I did.
Now, Chef Gail did walk away with the grand prize of $10,000, so congratulations to her. Now, if you'd like to try her cooking for yourself, she's actually the head chef at the Black Marlin Grill restaurant out in Port Aransas. Now, coming up on Action 10 News First at 4, a popular spin-off of the Pokemon video game franchise is getting a makeover. Details up next. It's a very special first Father's Day for one New York dad. He's a healthcare worker on the front lines of the pandemic who ended up getting the coronavirus. Elise Preston has his story.
Joseph Compitello is enjoying every minute with his newborn daughter. He doesn't want to miss a moment after not being able to be in the delivery room when Adriana came into the world.
It was devastating. As much as I wanted to be there, obviously not only to witness the birth of my firstborn, but also to be there to support my wife. We remained on FaceTime during the whole birthing process and the delivery.
I was heartbroken, more like for both of us, but for him too, because he's the best person that you'll ever meet. And, I didn't want that moment taken away from him.
Just a couple of weeks before his wife Gabrielle was scheduled to be induced, Joe, a physician assistant in the emergency department at Staten Island University Hospital, was infected with the coronavirus.
He was seeing patients day after day, taking all of the precautions he was supposed to take, but he's still out there and in it, along with the rest of our staff. So there's always the chance that you're going to get ill.
Dr. Nicole Burwald is the chair of the ER department.
Joe, as well as most of our staff here, put their safety and behind the needs of the community, and really went out there day over day to take care of our patients.
Luckily, Joe's case was not severe, and his wife never contracted the virus. Joe was finally able to hold his daughter when she was 4 days old.
As long as we're together, we're healthy, that's the most important thing. And we're going to enjoy all these moments together.
It was a tough time, but we came out the other side of it.
The couple says they have so much to look forward to now as a happy, healthy family of 3. Elise Preston, CBS News.
A beautiful family. Now, a spectacular solar eclipse is getting ready to happen again, only different. First of all, nobody in the Western Hemisphere will have any view of it. The celestial event will pass over Africa and China Sunday, with portions of Asia, Europe, and Australia getting partial views. It's not a total eclipse. It's known as an annular eclipse, commonly called a ring of fire. These eclipses are very similar to total eclipses in that the moon passes directly in front of the sun, but is farther away. And Nintendo is giving a classic video game a 21st century upgrade. New Pokemon Snap is being released for the Nintendo Switch. The game's genre is first-person rail shooter, only you aren't shooting weapons, but photographs. Players travel to islands taking pictures of Pokemon in their natural habitats and are scored on the quality of their photos. Action 10 News First at 4 will be right back. Stay with us. New York Mets right-hander Marcus Stroman has been staying busy as he waits for baseball to return. Earlier this week, the Major League pitcher was giving pointers to a youth baseball team in Tampa. After practice, the real fun began when Stroman was challenged by the team's fastest runner for a race around the bases. Trying to be fair, Stroman gave him a head start, but had to turn on the Jets, rounding third base to finish with a tie at home plate. That's nice to see. That'll do it for us. We're glad you could join us. We'll see you back